Blowing all the cobwebs out of the coop. Messy business, I tell you.
Welcome to TNT Homesteading. Join us as we spend our first full year here on our 10-acre off-grid homestead. Hey y'all, welcome to TNT Homesteading. This is Terry. First off, I just want to remind everyone that we'll be speaking at the Homestead Expo in Talala at the end of April. So if y'all are in the area, we'd love to have y'all come out. Second of all, our videos have been running about a month behind, and I sat down today to do some more editing. All of my videos were gone. I lost them on... Anyway, I lost them. So everything I've been doing over the last 20 some odd days, 22 days, gone. No record of it. So I thought I would take this opportunity to sort of show you around what we've been doing. As you do know, we've been working on clearing the space for garden beds, clearing the ground, burning burn piles and the like. I know we've got videos of that. Since then, we got the gates put up, the fences put up for the garden. This is going to be a 12 by 24 enclosed space. So on the fencing we're adding, again, I'm just taking the 2 by 4 by 8s and I've just blocked them on the inside of the fence and put a couple of screws through top and bottom, and that's what I'm doing on each one of these. On the top I've got the cross beam that I'm putting across. Here they're attached each one, and in this area I'll just put netting. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do above the door in this little section here. I will figure that out. I think I'm going to put a 2 by 4 about every 8 feet, so I'll put one at this seam, I'll put one at this seam, and then back here on this end I'll do the same thing I did at the other side. I'll put the 4 2 by 4s and then cross beam on it. And that's it. And then once those are in place, I'll take the chicken wire and run chicken wire all the way around this, and then take a bird netting as a roof. I started building raised beds for my elderberries. This is one of them. I've got it built and ready to go. Over here, what I spent the last weekend spending a lot of time on is digging out rocks and tree stumps and getting beds made. I have 3 blackberry plants in here. I've got 2 there, and in the 2 beds in the back I've got elderberry plants. They were bare root, so it'll be a little bit before they show up. That one I believe is York, and that one I believe was Adam, as far as the type of elderberries. You do have to have at least 2 for cross-pollination. They don't have to be that close, but I do know from experience they grow, they spread, they can get really big. So I was trying to find a way where they don't block solar panels and they don't block the garden. But I also found out I know I don't need them necessarily that close. That's why the one just on the other side of the bed over there, the garden, will also be an elderberry. There's a lady sort of close by that grows them, and we'll be having some elderberries for sale that I plan on buying one of her plants. So that'll give me 3 different types of elderberries. So that way if something does ever happen to one of them, should always be good and have the ability for the cross-pollination. Again, these, you can't really see, you can see this one okay. These are Primark Freedom Blackberries. Love these. We had these at our last place. And big juicy blackberries. They're primocane bearing, so they bear on the first year growth and on the they grow on first growth and on last year's growth. So I'll get crops in the spring and in the fall on these. Again, I've got 3 in this bed, and once I get the fencing put around that, I'll take the extra chicken wire I have and put around these beds. And then I've got 2 in this one. Again, Primark Freedoms. My wife has been planting flower seeds all over the place. I know she's got something planted here. She's got them all over. I don't even know everywhere that she's got them. She does have some seeds starting. We had some rain today, so she put the lid on this, but she does have some sort of seeds, probably flower seeds, that she's starting in some pots. The garlic is going really well, as is the spinach. And the big thing is I'm just keeping the chickens out. We did try to start working on a greenhouse of sorts to try to give us a little grow area. At this point, we almost don't need it yet. I did get the 2 sidewalls up. We were just using leftover swimming pool parts from our last house, and then got some PVC pipe to go between them. I did initially have some plastic up here, but I didn't have it attached yet. I couldn't find the staple gun. The one I had was not working very well. And then we had a windy day and it blew off because it was just sitting there. So we've got that, and we'll be doing that, getting that in place. Now, whether or not that works very well or not, we don't know. But we had the plastic. And we had the framing, so we figured why not go ahead and do that. I did have to make a trip to Tulsa and get a truckload of dirt because once I got the beds created, it was time for dirt, and I barely had time to get to Tulsa and back and get some. This one place I've used before, they have a garden mix, it's topsoil and sand and whatnot, and then I always add some compost to it as well. But I filled up my beds and had a little over half a truck bed, well, a little under half a truck bed, about a third of the truck bed left. So one of the things we also did is came over here and filled up the Canoe. We've had this Canoe for a little bit. We got it right before we moved. And it's really big. It requires a trailer, which we didn't have. Anyway, my wife wanted to turn it into a flower bed because she thought it would look good, and it gives us some privacy from the neighbor's property as well on some of the flowers she plants in here. So we've got that full of soil and compost and manure, and she got some seeds in there, and we've covered it in chicken wire because the chickens love to scratch that all up. We recently had a camp out. We had some college students that got back from a mission trip, and they were going camping, and we were asked if they could camp here. And so we let them camp on our property, and they were able to just sort of come and get away and relax before going back to college. And that was a lot of fun. Our dog really fell in love with them, and if he'd disappear, we'd almost always could find him over with them. I was able to borrow the neighbor's propane torch, and we've done some burning, get rid of some of the leaves, some of the ticks, and all that kind of stuff in this area. Around the garden area was just trees and had been super overgrown for forever. And so I came through last week and burned all this. We still have the torch, and we do have other areas where we can burn, and we may. It's just, you got to pick what you burn when. We just had some rain, so it'd actually be a good weekend for that. But I don't know if I'll do that or not. I really would like to finish getting the fencing up around the garden so I can start working inside of that and getting some garden beds built. The only other thing I can think of that we've done is we've also cleaned out the chicken coop. It was time to do that. So my wife emptied out the litter. We brought in some more leaves for in here. We've actually got, we have a broody chicken at the moment. If you try to get in there and get her eggs, she'll like eat your arm off. We also blew this whole area out with the leaf blower, and that was quite the mess.
Spring cleaning. Blowing all the cobwebs out of the coop. Messy business, I tell you. Messy business.
And pretty much, I think that's it. We've been getting eggs like you wouldn't believe. Getting about every 2 days, we're getting a little over around a dozen eggs every 2 days. So that's really good for the 10 hens. You will notice, at least in the videos, background if you're paid, I have not cut down any more of the trees. I've talked about doing it, but I've sort of decided to hold off. I may still, but I think as we get into the summertime, the sun will be high enough that it won't really matter. And I'll have some time to think about what to do before next winter, and try to make sure the solar panels get as much sunlight as possible. But that need is passing. I can still drop them if I want to. I just decided to quit rushing to that because I really needed to get the garden spacing done. Anyway, that's what's been going on for the last month that I've lost all the video to. That's it, which is plenty. So, I guess I'll get off here and see what I'm doing the rest of this evening. Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching. God bless. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.